You're watching The Breakfast Club.
Yep, it's the world's most dangerous morning show, The Breakfast Club. Charlamagne the God, Angela Yee, DJ Envy is in Bora Bora, spending all that change for change money we raised last week.
Don't say that. That's not true.
But we got a very humble team in here, okay? And the reason I say that they're humble, because this is the Hustle Gang, ladies and gentlemen.
Facts.
Now, T.I. and Young Dro have sold the most records out of everybody. You know, we know the work Trader Truth has put in. Transley and Tokyo, why y'all sitting and they standing?
Because
we're
they
important.
clean. They said they wanted their outfits.
Now, to be honest with you, my coat is so clean. I didn't want to sit this coat down.
The coat don't got nothing to do with it because
I need some bread for all this peanut butter and jelly I got on.
Hey, man, got all the
You know what I'm
sauce.
saying? So now I can derobe, now that y'all done seen me.
They even got an empty
Okay,
chair
I
right
can
there.
derobe. You know, it's just like, man, when you had to walk to the pencil shop and then class before you take your coat off.
Yeah,
you know
you want
what I'm
everybody to see
saying?
what you're wearing.
Yeah, absolutely. So
when
now
you
I
look
can,
like me,
now I
though,
can
you
be
ain't got to
seated.
do all that.
Facts.
You ain't gotta do
Now I
that.
can be seated. Dro.
Facts.
Yeah,
Y'all should
these
be
are my
seated.
children.
But this is Transley,
Yeah.
Tokyo Jets.
Yeah,
What's
How are
happening?
y'all doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
How does it feel being on this Hustle Gang promo tour?
It's like unreal. I feel like I'm gonna wake up because I'm dreaming. I'm gonna have to go to
Dream.
work one day.
Growing up, like being a big fan of Tip is just like you said, unreal to even be here. So
Thank
shout
you.
out to y'all, man.
Thank
Straight up.
I always tell all these new artists that are trying to get attention to keep on posting things online because you never know what could happen from it. People are always like, oh, well, how do I get signed? How do I get this person's attention? I'm like, y'all got to work. Y'all got to constantly be out there doing shows, posting things on
Right.
YouTube
You
because
gotta be
sometimes
moving.
people get discouraged.
Yeah, you gotta be moving. Like it's one of them things where you just can't stop. Like when people ask me how do you get on, like I met Tip through a barber just liking my music, and she handed it to somebody who handed it to somebody. You know
I
what
don't
I'm
feel
saying?
like it's no right answer.
It's no
to that,
right
though.
answer. Like you just gotta be doing stuff. And
But the
then-
one answer is work hard and keep on
Yeah,
working. Because some
absolutely.
people think sometimes, oh, I'm going to just send them a DM or I'm going to post to them on Twitter and just keep
wait,
on.
that can
Hold on.
work though, because that's kind of what
That's
happened
actually
with
how
me.
Toke.
It works
that
for
what
you,
Toke
though.
told
But you
me.
have to.
But he found her first.
That
though.
what Toke
But you
told me.
have to
Her
be
beauty
good,
had
though.
absolutely nothing to do with it.
It might have made you click on the message.
Yeah, let me
Nah,
see,
I
let me
promise.
look.
Don't ignore
Hey,
it.
listen, let me tell you
Somebody's
something.
ugly, though.
Hey, look, that's not true. That's not true. It was really the bars.
But no, he had commented on one of my videos before I DM'd him.
It was really the bars. Like she was going hard. She was going hard, and she was saying stuff that,
People ain't expect me to say.
yeah, like it wasn't sexually oriented. It was more so the perspective of a female who were raised by a man of respect. You know what I'm saying? So I had to pay attention to it.
But that's because of your upbringing too, though, Tokyo. You're from Jack and Kill, right? Jack and Kill, Florida.
Jack and Kill,
I
Florida.
am. Yeah, I'm from Jacksonville.
How did that upbringing affect what you talk about?
I mean, that's what my music comes from. All my music is truth. Like if it's not something I've been through, it's something somebody around me been through, and I was close enough to know every detail of it.
Now, Lil Duval takes a lot of credit for you prospering.
No, he won't take the credit unless he's taking it in front of you. He won't take the credit in front
Oh,
of me.
okay.
I mean, and then like when I heard her and her delivery and her perspective, it was refreshing because it's a sound that I haven't heard from a female in such a long time. It kind of put me in the mind of like a Southern Eve. You know what I'm saying? Like
I like that.
yeah, like you know what I'm saying. Like she, you could tell that she has sex appeal, but that ain't what she opening the door and leading with. You know what I'm saying? So I you got to respect that.
You didn't have a bitter taste in your mouth to push another female artist after what happened with Iggy Azalea?
Nah, man, not at all.
He
Not
made
at
some
all.
money off that.
I mean, but that ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm gonna make money anyway. I mean, like for real, every individual is responsible for their own actions. Every individual will be held accountable for their own actions. I can't take what one individual has done and how our situation turned out and apply that to the next.
Because it's not just women who I'm sure you've had, dealings that went left with. It's also men. So you can't say never another woman.
It's humans, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Humans, we're flawed individuals, you know what I'm saying? We're imperfect creatures. So, I expect that.
But they always say women artists are more difficult only because it's more maintenance.
I think I'm the most easygoing artist, period.
And
Right.
that's good for you to think.
I've been told this by multiple people.
You lit, Tote.
Trans agrees. He told me.
Nah, you lit, Tote. Y'all should have been on tour with us. She would cuss
She
my
go-
ass out every
But she
day.
need hair and makeup and a little more maintenance than everybody else.
I'm gonna make it work though.
Well,
With,
no,
with
see,
whatever.
Yeah,
Trey
Joe
need
need a lot
hair.
of
Trey
maintenance.
need he get hair too,
You know
but just his
what?
beard though. He need a real, like that real beard maintenance.
Beard bath.
What do you see in these youngers that make you want to go full steam ahead like you're doing, Tip? Because you real hands-on, it seems like.
Sure. I mean, I think that I really believe in their potential.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in their potential and they work ethic. You know, they hungry and they willing to get out and grind for it. So if they willing to grind for it, I'm gonna try and create all the opportunities, open all the doors I can.
Now, I'd like to see you and Trey also very inspirational, just really out there in the community, bringing attention to a lot of things. You know, that I think, some artists feel like I don't want to get political, I don't want to voice. Some do and some don't.
Mm-hmm.
But I do love the fact that you guys genuinely are in the community and care about things and bring attention to it. And don't hesitate even with any type of backlash or people, going back and forth with you.
Well, that's what I think. That's what we need.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we need more of that in our community. I mean, regardless of which generation it come from, I think that our generation, minds and trades, I think we have the easiest ability to relate to the younger generation and to appeal to the older generations. You know what I'm saying? So we right there smack dab in the middle of it, and we got to use our voices, our influence. For me, it's about doing enough good shit that'll kind of like offset all the bad shit that I did earlier on in my life. Hey man, you ain't my daddy, man. You're not my daddy, man.
This is every day, y'all. This is every
And
day.
I hate to say it, that's really the mentality
Yeah.
a nigga got, man. Like, you can't tell me nothing. Like, if you ain't my mama, I really ain't trying to hear what you talking about. I'm gonna do what I feel I want to do.
That's how we do. I mean, that's how we been. We were raised that way. It's just we got to take that. Excuse my language, but that I don't give a fuck attitude and apply it to something positive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we had that attitude before. We was just applying it to all of the negative, just the horrendous things that we did in the past. So now we just applying it to positivity and trying to, uplift the community and make it, give it a better chance of self-sustaining.
Trey, can you even focus on this moment though, because you've been Relief Gang for the
Yeah.
past couple months? How easy is it to make that transition to Hustle Gang, or is it hard?
I think with that situation, at the end of the day, Houston's suffering right now. Really, Texas in general, from Houston, Beaumont, Port Arthur, Dickinson, Galveston. It's just like me and Tip have conversations all the time, and I think everybody who really in support of me, even including you, everybody understood. I kind of really just put the music to the side for now. I mean, I can't call myself Mr. Houston or a big homie of the city and then watch my people suffer. So I kind of I ain't even been in the studio in months. I don't know when I'm gonna get back in it. Might have to build my confidence back up because I'm so focused on what me and Mr. Rogers doing. But I just feel right now it's important. And at first I kind of didn't agree with Tip because we was talking and he was trying to tell me I got a bigger mission and it's way more bigger than other stuff I got going on. And at first I was like, yeah, I'm just I do this from the heart, but I love my music, but at the end of the day I get it, so I'm trying to just balance it.
So you was telling him not to rap, Tip?
Nah, I wasn't telling him not
I
to
ain't
rap.
gonna let him tell me that.
Okay.
I ain't telling him not to rap. I'm just telling him, man, you know what I'm saying? You got to take what the universe give you. You know what I'm saying? The universe giving you showing you that your calling is service, servicing the community rather than entertainment. Then you got to get to your service work. You know what I'm saying? You got to go 10-toe down and full steam ahead the same way you would if an album was coming out.
Right.
And I feel like that's what he been doing. You know what I'm saying? He been Relief Gang and he like that's a huge movement with a very significant purpose. And you can't put that to the side for something even though no matter how successful it may be, it's gonna make an album seem trivial.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's so many albums coming out, so many people who can entertain, but it ain't but one motherfucker who can do what Trey doing right now, and that's him. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it just feels like more important work.
Well, if you
That's
let
hard.
J.J. Watts tell it, he feel like more than one person can do it. What happened with J.J. Watts?
The crazy thing is, man, and again, and it's crazy because people don't understand the relationship me and Tip got. Like, it's never really about music. We debate, we argue a lot, like not heated, but just, we have differences of opinions. And he used to always try and tell me sometimes I move out of anger and handle situations.
Excessive.
Well, you said you was the asshole
Excessive.
by nature, Trey. You was the asshole by
Excessive
nature, Trey,
force
for a
is
long time,
I
Trey.
think the term is just you looking for.
So what happened is the city need, like, at the end of the day, it's a lot going on in the city, and a lot of people not touching the areas that we touching. We've been out there almost 95, almost 100 days straight, easy, and I went about it a different approach. I tried to reach out to JJ.
Well, first of all, the topic of discussion is, brother JJ had raised all that money,
$32 million.
$32
Where was it
million.
going?
Or more now, probably.
Yeah, and Trey was rightfully interested in, okay, well, where's this money
Where's the money
going?
going? Yeah.
Because, if you're interested in helping people that really need to be helped and getting it into the homes and the hands of people who need it the most, him and Mr. Rogers are the ones day to day
Yes.
out there, boots on the ground, getting it done.
Yes.
So rightfully so, bro reached out to him like, hey, yo, I don't know what you got going on, but maybe we can join together and get it done.
And it seemed respectful. You did it in a respectful way.
Very respectful way. And he didn't respond. And I said I was gonna wait a few days. I just wanted to see, because at the end of the day, I really, if we doing it for the city and the state, I want to see. I don't want to deal with nobody who ain't genuine anyway. So, I felt that he was gonna be genuine and reach back, and he didn't. And at the end of the day, I felt the city needed to know. I let them know, hey, I reached out, you didn't reach back. So as far as everybody, how can I say, like, people keep me and him both on a pedestal out there as far as helping the city, but at the end of the day, they know what I'm doing.
Right.
With him, my whole thing is, okay, if you are helping the way you say you helping, I would rather you deal with the people themselves, you know what I'm saying? So somebody can show you the ropes of what's going on out
Yeah,
here.
he not
Nobody
from there.
and can't nobody in no office tell you what's going on, because they ain't out here. They going home to their wife and kids every day.
If
every
Beyonce
day.
can come to Houston and connect with you and know that you know where the money should go and who to help, then JJ Watt should do the same.
Very simple, man. And even to this day, he ain't reached out. So, at the end of the day,
Damn.
we still doing what we need to do.
And I think, what I'm saying, I think that from what I got from whatever his response was, it was more like he was dealing with like big corporations like the food bank and you know what I'm saying, which and we all know from Puerto Rico, from Katrina, even far back as Katrina, from Harvey, people like FEMA, people like Red Cross, people like we still wondering
Where that money
Where's
went.
that money?
Yeah, yeah.
So when you dealing with people like that, you know what I'm saying, it kind of raised the antennas of us cynical thinkers anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, wait a minute. Well, why would you be dealing with them and you know that it's already questionable,
Absolutely.
how these funds are being dispersed? If you really are interested in getting the materials and the resources into the hands and the homes of the people that need it, why not deal with the person you see on TV every day? See, like, you ain't no question who is out here sincerely working for the purpose of the people.
Simple.
Facts.
When I wanted to donate money, I ain't thinking nobody but Trey.
Yeah, I wouldn't put my money no place else.
And that's the reason why a lot of people be like, man, why y'all post so much? But at the end of the day, I feel people need two things. People need to see where their money was going, and they also need to see that it's a need. Like right now, it's still a need. Like me and Mr. Rogers, we may be tapped out soon to where we ain't got $1 left, but we gonna still try and figure out whatever we can do. And a lot of people, they don't have social media because it's a lot of elder people. It's a lot of undocumented people. They couldn't even ask for help, point blank period, because you stand a chance of getting deported. They taking your kids from you, everything. So it's like we focused on all the people that can't get the help. So that was the reason why I be reaching out here and there to different people. And some people reach back. A lot of them tend to feel like, hey, it's not affecting me directly. So
And I told Trey what he need to do is go ahead and start putting a list together and tell people who ain't reached back out.
That's real.
What I
That's for real.
said. Because ain't no use in being out here, man, trying to put your face in the place like you this and you that. And you know what I'm saying, you bought 1,000 chains and drive 50 million cars. And then when somebody, you know what I'm saying, reach out to you about something that's significant, something that could help people. And you know what I'm saying, you act like you broke now.
Word. So that's the main reason for calling out JJ. You just want the money to go to the right place.
yeah, I feel like, hey, I don't want your money. You don't need to send nothing my way. I just want to help you to understand
Absolutely.
the ways of Houston a little more. And actually, you know, I would have brought him out there so you'll see it yourself and get your own opinion of what people going through. Cause I ain't never in my life think I'd see kids sleeping on molded floors or in tents. Bro, Houston ain't no city for you to be sleeping in tents in the front and the backyard because you can't go in your house. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a frustrating situation. It's gonna be every bit of 10 years at the least for us to even slightly get back on track.
Man. Dro,
That's deep.
I'm cleaning the.
I'm about to ask you, who dressed better, you or Tip?
Man, come on, man, don't do that.
Who dressed
Don't do that. But don't
dressed
do
better,
that.
you or
Don't
Tip,
make me
Dro?
raise up. Don't you make me raise up.
Now we're gonna do a poll.
raise
Who
up.
is best dressed today?
Don't you make.
Trans Lee said he's in
Man,
there
wait
too.
a minute.
I think I might have won today.
Please do not make me. Please don't make me.
Oh, let's see your shoes, Joe.
Leave it there. That's my sauce, man. That's my sauce still in the house, man. Don't leave it there.
They just put all their shoes on the table.
We'll touch you.
Real Ralph Lauren on me now. It's classic.
Yeah, man. We've been doing this in high school, man. I've been winning.
See, this polo,
We've been doing this since high
Polo
school.
and Burberry, this Pro-Berry. You know what I'm saying?
So you and Dro y'all go that far back to high school?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. He had dropped that. I was dropping that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I think, you know what I'm saying, we met in the apartment, man, in Riverdale, actually. And we were both the two Atlanta cats who had moved out to Riverdale. And I was selling crack. And I had like a keyboard and like a little small studio set up, and he'll come to my house while I'm cutting up dope, making a beat at the same time, and he'll be rapping. We'll take turns, and you know, I had a little trap rolling, man. While you know, Junkie used to tap at my window. I serve him through my window.
You serve a little bit, I write a little bit.
Yeah.
I write a little bit, you serve a little bit. Get on now.
So you know what I'm saying? That was about what 96, 97, something like that.
Dang.
Yeah.
I feel like you the only person who can get through
He
this,
was
Dro.
fresher than me then.
For real?
Yeah, he was fresher than me
So
then.
what happened, Dro?
Yeah, I still
Oh, what are you saying?
He was fresher than me then.
You know, Denali is only a river in Egypt, you know.
I feel like you the only person who can get through the Dro, man.
Well, man, that's my brother. You know what I mean? That's my brother. He crazy as hell. He know, cause the thing is, he know he get on his bullshit, but he know I ain't finna fuck with him when he on his bullshit.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't even, I can't, cause I see greatness in him, and if you ain't trying to be great, then we'll talk tomorrow.
Now, how do you guys determine whose album's coming out when? Because I'm sure everybody in Hustle Gang is ready to be up next and drop the album after the whole Hustle Gang album came out.
Who has the hits? Who's ready?
Who's it looking like now?
Who's most ready?
I mean, to be honest with you, man, I think Dro just dropped day 3.
Rara just dropped.
Dro don't count though.
Ra just, well, okay,
Why?
Ra just dropped.
You got a
You're the
catalog.
vet. You're the vet.
Yeah.
Ra just dropped Dope Sell Itself.
London just dropped.
London,
He
London's
got
getting
Guns N'
ready to
Roses.
drop.
Guns
N'
Guns
Roses
is about to drop.
Guns N'
I saw
Roses
that.
dropping soon.
Trans Lee got a couple
Trans
projects
Lee.
out.
Booth
Yep.
finna drop.
We got MAOTP, Mind
Part
All
one.
Over the Place right now.
Part 1, that's already out, and part 2 is coming soon. Y'all gotta listen to part 1. I don't know if y'all even listen to it yet.
Yeah.
But y'all gotta tune in. But yeah, everybody grinding though. Everybody working.
And then you got Tokyo with Viral, you know. That's, you know what I'm saying? I think that everybody has, you know, their own slice of the culture that they're representing.
What about Young Book?
Young Boot, Young Boot,
Drop on the second.
yeah, December 2nd.
First.
December 1st or the 2nd.
He said it first.
Like, you know what I'm saying? What we doing is, this is what we call, this is not a record label. This is what we consider an institution of culture. You know what I mean? So it's bigger than just dropping albums or whatnot. We really I want something from the most intellectual, introspective, thought-provoking,
That'd be Trans Lee.
Trans Lee, B.O.B., who just dropped The Upside Down, by the way.
Oh yeah, shout out Bob.
Why isn't he? Is he a part of Hustle Gang?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
he
okay.
is.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's all on the We Want Smoke.
Yeah, absolutely.
You ever want to tell him to please stop putting out his
No, I do not.
crazy theories?
No,
Theory.
I do not.
Nah, that's him.
I want him to speak his
That's
truth.
him.
He said recently that he don't believe slaves existed because he never saw one.
Hey, listen, man.
Like,
Now,
bruh,
Tip, come on now. You call
listen,
out a lot
man.
of bullshit. Come on now.
Listen, man. Listen. To be honest with you, a lot of the things that Bob speaks on that's Bob's opinion. And everybody in the world is entitled, if nothing else, to an opinion.
That's true.
So let him have his opinion. If you disagree, then don't subscribe. But I think all of our theories and things that we've been taught, everything we've been taught, everything we've learned should be challenged.
Yeah.
Everything should be
Not
challenged.
slavery.
Because nobody really knows.
I mean,
Slavery.
listen, maybe not the thought of the
Wait, seriously,
action.
you said nobody really knows?
no, I wasn't talking about the
Oh.
slavery thing.
I'm saying, look,
Slavery thing.
now listen, I'm saying maybe not
That
the
happened.
actual act of slavery, but the way we know it,
Gotcha.
and how it happened, where it came from, how many people actually came from Africa versus how many people were already here.
True,
And,
true.
Nobody
you know what I'm
knows.
saying? There are a lot of things, and so even if he might have, got a little far deep into the water with how he presented it, it still raises a lot of healthy dialogue about things within slavery that we probably wouldn't be discussing if not that.
True.
All right, T.I., he really went to bat for B.O.B. I like
Yeah.
that.
I mean, man, come
Well, no,
on,
he didn't
man.
say
Once
slaves
again.
don't exist.
This is
I
family.
do
He
agree
managed-
with I
he
do
managed
agree with
to-
the people probably were here as well before
Sure.
they came from Africa.
I think, you know what I'm saying? I mean, but I think all of these things need to be challenged because we've been taught a bunch of bullshit, whether y'all know it or not. We've been taught
Cussing
a bunch
too,
of
cussing.
Listen, man, this is revolt.
And we trying to
I'm just
we trying to
talking-
unlearn all this.
yeah,
stuff.
man.
Cuss on,
And,
motherfucker.
and you, hey, man, and so I think that's all of our collective and individual responsibility to ourselves and our children to find the truth and spread it. You know what I'm saying? And back to the hustle gang. So
Right.
we're an institution of culture, and with an institution of culture, I think that from the most introspective, intellectual rap to the most ratchet, I guess fun, good time having rap. I think you got to have something from the high to the low to the low.
We need all that.
You know what I'm saying? And I think here at Hustle Gang, we are the only place you can come and get it all. We the
Now,
only
Tokyo
place.
Jets, how protective are the guys of you when y'all go out?
Very wide.
have
We want to
no
know.
Can you
idea.
if you like a guy and y'all talking?
No.
are
Ain't no
they,
like
Ain't
what
none
guy?
of that.
It don't work.
Really?
Like what
Tokyo,
guy?
Tokyo
Like
don't
if
work.
she meets somebody, just
So?
like I'm sure the guys might meet somebody and want to talk. She
That
can't.
don't work.
Nah.
What you mean, meet somebody? Like,
Like she might meet a guy
I
that
live
she
with like
likes.
30 cats,
And?
according to them.
what you mean?
You a
man?
Catwoman? You too young to be a Catwoman.
I'm
Tokyo.
playing.
Hey,
You
but,
can't bring a guy around.
No,
What? Would you?
what?
not around here.
I don't think the guy gonna want to come around.
He ain't. It's a wrap.
I meet y'all back talk.
But that don't seem fair. I'm sure, they bring their ladies around. If you
We
had a
bring the
man,
girls around.
If
and
he
they like
present
Tokyo
himself,
too.
If he present himself well,
you said they like her
he
too.
can meet.
The girls, we bring the girls
Man,
around. They
we
like
all
Tokyo.
know like a day.
This big business, man. You know what I'm saying? Is he gonna contribute to a bag any way or another? Like this, we hear about this is about progression. We trying to feed families and set our people straight for generations. We can have fun later. Once we done got to the bag, we can celebrate later on.
Yeah, you shouldn't even be thinking about no boyfriend right now, Tokyo.
Y'all sound like my
She could do what she
father.
wants.
Thank you.
What
That
you
sounds like a
mean?
double
Please.
standard because men do what they want. Why can't she go out and meet people?
But
too?
nah,
Hey,
I'm
man.
actually focused on my music though.
That's
That-
good.
I feel
you
like
see what I'm
it's,
saying?
We'll talk
that's
later.
the most important thing.
Ain't
right
no
now.
talking later.
Good answer. Look at this.
Answer
You see how I got it?
man.
Look, good answer. This is the best answer you can give right now.
Question. You're badgering the witness, Angel.
But it's the truth. If you go look at her comments, you liable to see us all in her comments if she posts some of them crazy pictures. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man.
It's
It's
always
just,
Trey with the side eye under my pictures. Then he'll call. What is this?
Do you feel she has to sell a little bit of sex though? Does a woman rapper have to do that?
I
nowadays?
don't think so.
I don't think
I
so.
think so.
I don't think so. I think actually, man, once again, from the highest of the high to the lowest of the low, you got all types of women who want to hear hip hop, and women are such diverse, multifaceted creatures. They could be, selling sex or feeling sexy one day and be into Maya Angelou the next day. So you wanna have something that'll service all of those moods, opinions, and feelings that they have. And I think that if you don't fall directly within the feeling sexy category, then you just you get in another category.
Now, is the generational gap affecting Hustle Gang? Because it seems to be this civil war amongst the youth and the elders in the game. Like the youth feel like it's the elders are giving them a hard time. Well, first for T.I., did you feel that resistance when you was coming up from the OGs?
Yeah, I mean, well, not me per se, okay, because I was different. I'm an old soul for one. Plus, I grew up in New York. You know what I'm saying?
And you could rap, like rap.
Yeah, I mean, and I did notice, you know, during my time, my tenure, that there was older, predominantly East Coast rappers that were like, yo, all these Southern what's with this Bama rap, yo? You know what I mean? And So that was their version of trying to critique us and trying to make us more like they were, or expecting something more like that they were used to from their generation. And now this generation, it's not regional. It's more so social. You know what I'm saying? How they dress, how they act, what they say, the drugs they choose to use, the way their music is presented. And I mean, like, to be honest with you, can't nobody tell nobody how to have their moment. Mm-hmm. When I had my moment, you couldn't tell me what I should be doing. You could not tell me what to do. This is my moment. And I work hard for this moment. And when you had your moment, could nobody tell you? So I just feel the same way about the youngsters. Mm-hmm. It's some I agree with and some I don't. But at the same time, if I don't like it, I won't listen to it. It's not for me to say, y'all should be this and y'all should be that. That's not my place, for real.
Yeah, and the other thing I think is a lot of cats be insecure, man. They be worried about competition. When you solid cats like us, it don't matter what the next person do. Like, right. Do what best suits you. We gonna do, regardless of what you're doing, we gonna do us. So I mean, we tend to reach out to a little bit of everybody. Y'all know I deal with all kind of artists. Like, I ain't never been one to feel they need to be this way or be that way. At the end of the day, do what you got to do to take care of you and yours. You know what I'm saying?
Another thing is, when people complain about this generation of rappers, like, listen, bro, you have, just like you have a 21 Savage or a Lil Pump or a Kodak Black, man, it's also J. Cole's and Kendrick's and Trans Lee's out there. Yeah. You just got to find what you like.
Absolutely.
You just got to find what you like. It ain't like it don't exist. You got the largest variety of MCs out there right now for you to choose from that suits your lifestyle. For everybody. Stop complaining about the stuff you don't like and just focus on the stuff that you do like.
And Trans Lee, you strike me as one of the youngins that you don't even like a lot of this generation's music.
I mean, I like it, but
why do you
I think
say
it's
this generation's music?
I think it's,
I'm just trying to.
It was bullshit in every generation.
Right.
Don't you remember the bullshit that came out in our generation?
But I kind of agree with you though, because I'm from the South, so a lot of the stuff that I like, those hip hop purists think is the bullshit.
I mean, when I came up, man, UGK until Jay Z made Big Pimpin'. Nobody up here. UGK, what the fuck is that? Who is a Pimp C?
They booed Outkast at the Source Awards in New York.
The South got something to say.
Yeah, the South got something to say.
You understand?
I will say this, being from New York, it also, music was so regional back then because we didn't have the internet and streaming and all of that like we have now. So everything was just on the radio here, what we heard. So we didn't get that exposure, I feel like. And I do feel like back then, you know, hip-hop started in New York and we were very protective of it. And we didn't get exposed to a lot of other stuff. So,
you know, if other genres, if other regions hadn't come up, hip-hop would have really died. Like, if hip-hop would have just been based on New York and New York artists, hip-hop would have been dead.
Yeah,
that's real.
No, but then
I think the South gave it a feeling, like,
and the West Coast.
A groove.
West Coast too.
You can't.
Shout out to Uncle Luke, man. He was one of the
like
pioneers
them old
of the
concrete
South.
beats coming from up here. Like, sometimes, like, people in the South, you know, you can't really vibe with that. I think people like Cass and Tip put real lyrics over vibing ass beats, man. You can't beat that. And I think that's why the South still winning.
Shout out to Drew.
Yeah, Dro. Yeah.
But I mean, it's truthfully, the world is smaller now because there's people, you can't even tell where they're from sometimes
The
when
internet.
you hear their music. It used to be people had a certain sound, but now with the internet and all of that, it's like music is just kind of more universal.
Well, I'll be honest and say, like, my first album, people didn't know where I was from.
Right.
And that pissed me off. When I dropped I'm Serious, they were like, where is he from? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, how can you not tell where I'm from?
He was on the album throwing up the A.
I know it. Hey, man, you know how the lack of intelligence plagues the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So people just didn't know. At least they acted like they didn't know. Mm-hmm. So that's why I went so hard on trap music. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, this album they definitely gonna know. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But I think that right now, man, you have to find what you identify with.
Right.
And I think there's a lot of dope artists out there, man.
Are you coachable, Translee? Tokyo, are y'all coachable?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
very much so. But you know what I'm saying? Like my bars be coming out, you know, too fresh sometimes. They might not even need no
It
coaching.
ain't. he don't
but
really do
yeah.
no coaching though. Like he tell you his part on how he feel on whatever was done, and you do what you want to
He
do
lead
with
by
it.
example too. Like whenever he go in and bust, you gonna have to go in.
I'm not telling you
I'm
to
not.
change
I
it,
ain't gonna
but
tell you how to handle it now.
Right.
But I'm gonna tell you what I think, and you do what you want to do.
That's all you get to. Ultimately, it's their
That's his
future.
disclosure.
Yeah.
It's their future. This day career. And far be it for me to drive them down their journey. I'm just gonna give them the perspective. I'm gonna give them the facts. I'm gonna let them know both possible outcomes. And once they make the decision, if they are willing to deal with what could possibly happen is negative, if they willing to live through that, then go ahead.
Like, give me an example. Give me an example of a case where he might have said, "Well, these are the two different things." You know, I think this, but
Well,
that's just my perspective.
If you ask his ass something with me, he can give you plenty of them situations. And it ain't got shit to do with music.
I come
So,
from.
the reason I can't really give real concise, clear examples unless somebody can think of
I'm
something.
sure Translee
I
can.
mean, it's because there are other people involved, and I don't want to put, real specific business out there. It ain't just us and them. It's usually us, them, and another entity that we have to consider. So I don't want to put nobody else business.
It was like whenever I was trying to put a record out, cause like I come from the underground where we'll sample something and just throw it out there and like.
There you go. That's a
and
great
like,
example.
I was talking to like he was like you got to clear the record. He was like you
gotta clear
think
yourself.
you gonna win a Grammy and not clear the sample? I was like okay, all right, okay.
You got to clear. I mean, that's a good example.
But
So,
But he
cause
gonna
I
put you
buck
to
the
side.
system.
Trans has a dope ass record that we wanted to shoot a video for, but there was a sample in the song, right? And I wanted to shoot the video. We had then already kind of like, set up and had dates and so when it come down to the paperwork, I'm like, oh, whoa. This sample ain't clear. Well, how we gonna do this? You can't even get it played. You can't. There's no BET there. You can't even go to Vivo if you ain't got your samples clear. What we gonna do? And of course, Trans being man, I still want to shoot it. Like, okay, well, listen, let me walk you through this. You know what I'm saying?
you can't do nothing with this song.
If we spend the money, you can't take it to radio. If it blow up and everybody loves it, we can't make no money off of it. There's nothing we can do. So now, what would you like to have? He's like, man, I just make a new record. I'm not using any samples.
That was a
anymore."
smart decision, Trans.
You see, I didn't have to tell him that. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, I think that's an example of how I like to present.
It's all just like a learning experience. Whenever you come from, like I'm from Alabama. I'm from Huntsville, Alabama, to be exact. And being able to be around legends, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a boost because people where I'm from are looking at me, for their inspiration. I'm looking at them for my inspiration. So it's just a dope place to be in. You know what I'm saying? But we learn a lot.
How was T.I. as a leader? Does he promise y'all anything? Does he tell y'all, look, y'all gonna be huge stars?
We got these chains though. We got these chains,
You got
baby.
your chain?
We got these chains, baby. But
You gotta already
ain't no
know
promises. What he say? You got to eat what you kill.
that. Yeah, man.
You only eat
You only
what
eat
you
what you
kill.
kill.
Word.
I came through the door with a deal. I got my food right here, my boy.
Yeah, man. I think that's imperative. That today we instill the thought of entrepreneurship and the thought of like hard work yielding results. You know what I mean? Because it's too much instant gratification right now. It's too much, I'ma come in and somebody gonna take care of me before I even do anything. I'ma get mine before anything really happen. And that ain't reality, man.
Right.
Like that ain't the way the world works.
It actually disables people too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's
I don't
what it
want to
actually
promote.
do.
I don't want to promote such fantasy.
Yeah,
So
people
what are
have to
y'all
be
expecting?
patient. I feel like people think things happen really quickly overnight, but I do feel like patience is a virtue.
Nah,
like
it
a lot
take-
of people have been working for years and years before you even see them.
Sure.
It could take 10 years to look like overnight.
If their
Type
ass
thing.
ain't understood, I'm still banned worldwide.
Right.
It is a process, brother. A long process, man.
What are you expecting, Tokyo?
I want to take over the world.
Mm.
I'm gonna work to do it too.
Over the world.
I'm gonna be here by
Craig.
myself next time. They ain't gonna be here. All my extras ain't gonna be here.
Same thing. I'm like I'm over here in the
Right.
abyss over here with
You
Angela.
know I ain't gonna be far though. I ain't gonna be too far
Trey
away.
is always in the cut
He gonna be in
whispering
that back window.
about something.
Nigga, did you just jump
About
with Tip?
something.
You show
No, I'm
you get
saying
out
he
of
gonna
here.
be in the
Each
cut doing
time we go
everything.
down.
Are they supporting you guys in your hometowns in Huntsville, Alabama, and in Jacksonville?
Oh yeah,
It go
very
both
much so.
ways. I ain't finna lie like Translegious did. It go both ways. Like the people who been rapping before me feel some type of way. Like everybody feel like they deserve something that I have that I kind of work for, and they don't feel like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like all the OGs, people that I looked up to in my city, feel like they supposed to be in this spot, but that might not be the plan God had for you. I'm supposed to be here.
Is they
That's what
lying
I'm
on
doing.
you
I mean,
yet?
That's very
Are they
important.
lying on you
Yeah.
yet?
They've been doing that.
Like making up stories. Oh,
They
she
been-
only
like,
with us again.
before I got in this situation, I had my own like situation moving. Like I was moving in the South already a little bit, so they been doing that.
Gotcha.
But the
I mean-
thing is, that's very important that you say that. And that brings me to my next point. Everybody, please listen close to this. Don't hate on nobody or be jealous of nobody because of what they got. What God has for you, nobody can take from you. It is yours. You know what I mean? Only you can stop it. Only you can stop it. So don't think that, if, that person, they took my spot. Well, that dude, they in my way. No, bro.
There's enough money out here for everybody.
It just wasn't. And if you chasing
No,
money,
it ain't.
first,
No, it ain't. The money coming to me. I don't have anything. It's enough.
Money ain't
If that,
attention for
you know,
everybody.
Young
if
Joe
that,
Foundation.
if that is your sheer, your only motivation, man. Like if you just focus on being great, the money will come.
That's right. Be
Focus on being
inspired by
great.
other people's success. That's what I always say.
I guess.
Let that make you work harder and be like, man, I'm so proud of her, what she's doing. That's going to help all of us.
That happens sometimes.
I mean, where I'm from though, if it is some OGs hating on me, they don't do it to my face. You know what I mean? Like it's always love whenever I come around. So shout out to my city. But it's definitely I done had females come back and tell me like, this nigga bet me $500 you wasn't gonna make it last night. Like, damn, like, you need to put that energy
Man.
towards something else. You know what I'm saying? But,
Never trust a dude
That
who
does it.
hates to a girl
Yeah,
for some
Philosophical.
sex.
Word is born.
crazy.
Like, that's a weird dude, man.
but
If you gonna talk down to get some like sex,
crazy.
that's imagine what you'll do if the heat is on.
Facts.
You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
The real heat.
Does it make y'all want to stay out your hometowns though? Like we
Oh, no,
all saw that video Boosie did when he said most people get killed.
I'm in my
you know?
city. I'm in my city like every month. They still booking me for shows every month, and
I
they
mean,
sold out every
the
time.
most hate you gonna get is from your hometown. You know, look at, RP Doe B.
Right on.
Yes, sir.
You know, you always
And
gotta
Lil Snoop.
and Lil Snoop. Like you gotta always watch your back and keep
Exo
watch who you keep around you. You know what I'm saying?
You
like,
gonna
I
get
keep,
love when
I keep my
when-
day one people around me even when I'm at home. So it's
You
like,
gonna get love when everybody else showing you love though.
right.
It don't really matter.
Now, Tip, I saw you comment on a 21 Savage post, and I wonder, as an architect of trap music, do you feel is it much of a difference between rapping about selling dope and rapping about using dope? Because they both destructive to the community.
Sure, but I mean, they both exist, okay? Like, they both exist. And as I've said numerous times before, this culture, this music, this art form, it originated from us speaking about the conditions of the environment. You know what I mean? So all we're doing is speaking about the conditions of the environment. If you don't want nobody to rap about using drugs, then the
Fix the
environment
conditions.
cannot consist of people using drugs.
Or
Period.
selling them, yeah.
Or selling them. As long as that exists in the environment, it will continue to exist within the music.
Right.
Ain't no way around it. So while everybody trying to fix the music, everybody think, okay, if we get them to stop this in the music, we can stop it in the environment. No, it's the other way around.
Word.
Get out there and stop it in the environment, and then it will dissipate in the music.
So is that why
You
you
can't
so
expect them
active
to
in the
fix it.
community? Because you feel like you may have contributed to
Absolutely.
a lot of the demise of the community?
Absolutely. But I mean, yeah. I mean, that's what I was saying. I'm trying to do good right now to offset some of the bullshit that I did in my younger years.
Why I respect the drug dealer music a little more though is because it was a purpose
It was.
for them. Like a lot of times people didn't have no like how the black community set up. A good analogy for me is like a box and you put 10 people in it, but only enough food for 5 people. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of how the community's set up for real. So it's like people gonna rob, shoot, kill, steal, sell dope. People gonna do that because there's a lot of times you don't have no other. You feel like you don't have no other option.
Silver
so
lining.
The drug user music is like.
You ain't got
That's
no
just,
choice.
that's just to make yourself numb. You know what I mean? It feel like, motherfuckers just want to instead of, if you have an issue, and instead of actually sitting down with a clear mind and thinking about how to resolve the conflict or fix the real issue, you just want to take something that's going to numb you to make you forget about the issue. But once you come down, it's still there. So then you got to numb yourself again. You look up, it's been 10 years, and you still got the same problem. You could have fixed it 9 years ago. You know what I mean? But
I think drug dealers numb themselves with the money though, because I mean you got to think about the families we destroyed.
Now let's think about this though. Let's also think about this because there's a silver lining. There's positive and negative in everything. And of course, you know what I'm saying, with the Contra scandal and with, you know what I'm saying, the way that, Reaganomics was set up, that was really kind of like, it was an infestation of crack into our communities. It wasn't just something we just thought up about and just, went out there and decided to do. But if it wasn't for the dope game, it was a lot of people that wouldn't know how to handle money. Like there's a lot of black businesses, a lot of black businessmen, a lot of black entrepreneurs that started from the dope game. And they would not have known profit loss. They would not have known overhead. They would not have known, distribution, manufacturing, had it not been for their stint in the dope game. Let's just say, and I use this all the time, let's say Jay, Master P, Eazy-E. Now listen, Eazy-E started selling dope in Compton, and he ain't had no real dream of making no music for real. Then he ran into Drake and Cube, and because he had resources from him doing what he doing in the hood, he can invest those resources into the dream of someone else. And that dream is now you got billionaires and 100 millionaires that all came off of that. If Eazy had a 9-to-5 job and couldn't invest in Drake, couldn't invest in Cube, where would they be right now? That's what I'm saying? So it's positive and negative in all of it.
Facts.
Now, do you think it's disproportionate the amount of artists that are now coming forward talking about dealing with things like depression and addiction? Because I feel like so many artists have dealt with things that we don't even know about.
Old topics though, if you listen to Scarface.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I empathize. I'm sensitive to it, but I feel like God gave every human being everything they need to overcome any problem that the earth can throw at them.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And when you get away from that and you forget that, I think that's what makes you weak. You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, anything I'm hit with.
Yeah, a week without Jesus.
I know God can get me through
a week, 7 days.
You know what I'm saying? Anything I could go through. Anything.
Giving on the God who's head of my life.
Anything that the earth or the universe could throw at me, I know that through God and through the resources and the relationships that God and the experiences that God has blessed me to get through and have around me, I can get through anything. So I empathize, and I, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to speak down on anyone else's plight, but I can't put myself in that mind.
How would you handle that with one of your artists? What if you found out one of your artists was using and then they started rapping about it in the music heavy? Like,
what if?
Oh, my bad, Dro. Damn.
Hey, look around.
I meant one of the new ones.
We're going to try to make this hypothetical? You try to force this.
I meant one of the new ones. The new artists.
Still, bro. Like, man, listen, man. One thing I ain't going to never do, man, I ain't going to never try and tell you how to speak your truth. I can't. You know what I mean? That's not authentic.
Now, how easy it is for you to go from the us or else, the hustle gang?
It ain't hard for me at all, simply because I think it all coincides together. Mm-hmm. It all coincides together. I use the information that I've learned within to begin the us or else movement and to focus on pushing the us or else movement. I take that same info and come right back and share this knowledge with my brothers and sister. You know what I'm saying? And it coincides. And then, like, all of the things that we've done in Hustle Gang, it solidifies the us or else movement. You know what I'm saying? Because the last thing people want to hear is a bunch of preaching. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to hear nobody coming in, point fingers, and tell them, man, you guys are bad. You guys are bad. This is not good. This is what it's supposed to be. They want to know that there's somebody that come from where they come from, that have the same issues that they can relate to. And so I think that's how they help each other.
Does any of the PSC crew be like, man, let's finish what we started before you get with this Hustle Gang thing, man?
No, man. Everybody's supportive. I mean, Dro is original PSC, and as well as Mac Boney, C-Rod, Doug, and Big Country, and everybody's, supportive.
All
right.
Well, that's it. Hustle Gang. The album's out right now.
We want
man, we want Smokers out right now,
Day 3
man.
out
You know
right
what I
now,
mean?
too, man. Shout out to DJ Drummer. You know what I mean?
Hey,
We dropped on Black Friday. When Black Friday come out?
That was last Friday.
Hey man, shout out my hometown, Huntsville, Alabama. We here, baby. You see this, don't you? Get a good look at me. I'm here. I'm right here right now.
You better shout out Jacksonville, Tokyo.
Shout out Lil Duval.
Yeah.
Shout out the whole Duval at the same time too.
Duval helped you out a lot. Please give him a little credit.
Nah, Duval actually, like, he was on just some random stuff. He just came to a park one day and posted it on Instagram and was like, come meet me here. For everybody in Jacksonville to come. And he hit me like in my DM and was like, I want you to pull up. So I pulled up. That was my first time meeting him. He bought like honey drippers for the whole neighborhood.
Honey drip.
A honey dripper.
It's
What
like
is
a frozen
honey dripper?
cup. I mean, people call it different things. Lily Dilly's frozen cup.
Cool.
Freeze,
I
man.
done heard a lot of
Make
different
sure you
stuff.
bring me a Lily Dilly.
But, we
I was
linked
like,
up
honey
and
dripper?
I ain't never heard of that.
we chopped it up and ever since then that's been my big brother.
See, Duval don't get enough credit for stuff like that.
Duval don't get enough credit for nothing.
Hey, Duval is like the realest comedian.
Yeah, he
ever.
the new Dick Gregory.
Like he the realest comedian. For real.
If he read a book, oh man, he's unstoppable.
Yeah, man. Hey,
I used to try and stop him a lot because his mouth ain't got no filter on it.
Yeah.
Man, him got a long history.
My goal is to live like Duval. Like he just
Yeah.
roll up and let his Tesla drive him around
This
every day
man
on
travel.
Saturday. I'm trying to be like him.
He don't even drive the car. He be in there
He
killing him with
just
the shoulder.
He don't want to show.
The funny thing though is he would not hesitate to piss the world off. He would not
No, no.
Oh,
hesitate.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
gonna tell you. He gonna tell you. He like got me on this robot wave right now.
Trust
I'm
me, we
scared of
know.
robots.
You gotta love that kind of honesty, though.
Yes, absolutely.
You gotta love that
And
kind
it's
of
gonna
honesty.
work out for him in the end.
Absolutely, as long as he stay true to who he is, which we all know, that ain't no problem for him.
All right, that's the Hustle Gang, y'all.
You did.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Houston, man. Appreciate everybody who did everything they could to help. We still need help now. Y'all can catch us at reliefgang.com or angelbynature.com. We still fighting every day. The music will be coming soon from me soon, but right now, we got to take care of Texas.
Oh, and Translate Tokyo, I'll give y'all Twitters and Instagrams.
Oh yeah, follow me on Twitter. My name is Tokyo Jets with a Z, TOKYOJETZ.
And follow me, Translee, TRANSLEE. And shout out to everybody in the gang down here, GFM, Bryce, 5,
Yeah.
London J, Boot, Rah Rah,
everybody.
Bob.
Yeah, Bob.
Word.
Shout out to the whole Atlanta, man.
Hey, man.
Bankhead. Follow me on
Been waiting on
Instagram
this,
at
baby.
Dro Polo, man. Y'all already know. West Side, Pier Home, Barn Home, Central Road. All y'all have home. What's happening? You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Dro now.
All the dope hoes and gambling houses, what's going on?
I don't know.
It's the Breakfast Club.